Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Babel. Hope you guys enjoyed this custom coverage. We're now going into game number 2 in the upper bracket semifinals, and here we go. So in this draft, it does seem like it's actually pretty exciting for me because I think Skyline versus Renovatio II, it's a pretty close series, and it looks to be pretty interesting, this draft. The draft for the first game was absolutely mind-blowing, and you could see that Skyline here with the ban on Tassadar. They just don't care anymore about Rhaegar Leeming. You can have Rhaegar, we're just going to ban Tassadar. Now for Renovatio II, they get that Abathur banned out because they know that Skyline may actually be looking for unorthodox picks, and Abathur is not really unorthodox, but rather just a little bit more of like an offset strategy, like a strategy that nobody really envision happening. Zagara and ETC will also get picked up by Skyline or Renovatio II with Sonya and Rhaegar. They're gonna try and tear apart the draft that they faced just now. I'm not sure if it's still gonna be the same one. ETC with Tyrande, that's your early game rotation. Zagara with the bottom lane. They got 3 really good picks for Skyline. Renovatio ended up with Rhaegar, Sonya. A bit too early on a Sonya pick. I think it would have been a little bit better if they went for something a little bit different. I'm going to suggest a damage dealer along the lines of Leeming or along the lines of Jaina at least. But Sonya could be a deny for Skyline. So Renovatio 2 here with a second ban. I think Tyrell's actually a legit ban. I actually really think Tyrell's a great ban because you saw the way Skyline was playing the last game. They were 4 melee, they don't care, they go in. Tyrell exactly achieves that kind of a purpose. So you got that Tyrael going with Sanctification, and every other hero is going to be in the vicinity. It's probably going to be a good push there. Skyline in the meantime with a second ban now. No idea what this ban is going to be, but does seem like it should be a damage dealer. Okay, Jaina. Renovatio 2. Here, Philippines is looking really weird. Okay, I like Falstad a lot for one simple reason. Falstad is a hero that has got a lot, that enjoys great mobility, and also Falstad can clear up the boss kip attempts really well. Like I said, Cursed Hollow is a battleground that doesn't really rely on curse only. I think it's decided based on bosses, the number of bosses you take, and how they push. And this is an insight from Zoya, so I'm going to give him full credits for it. Falstad does help with achieving that objective because your Falstad can clear up the summoning point, whoever that's on it, with just the Mighty Gust. That's good enough. Chen getting picked up here by Renovatio 2 as well. So you got Chen, Falstad, Sonya, and Rhaegar. And on this side for Skyline, I would love to see the Sylvanas that we have it. Sylvanas coming in, and they are once again just picking heroes out of the hero pool that does not make sense. Okay, I like the start a lot. Tyrande, Zagara, ETC. Sylvanas basically, I don't even know what you're supposed to do here. Like, okay, we know Sylvanas pushes lanes very well, and with Zagara, that's going to be an epic, awesome push. But Sylvanas, you're looking for follow-up after Mosh Pit with Willing Arrow, that's fine. Raynor, you're looking for Hyperion, that's okay. I like the Raynor pick because it is actually going to counter against ETC, and they don't have Uther to work with, and Uther actually fell through the crack here. Skyline doesn't even need to pick up the Uther. They pick up the ETC so early on. Renovatio had all the opportunity in his word to pick up Raynor, but they didn't go for it. They went for Leeming, Chen, Falstad instead. And yeah, so Raynor is okay. Sylvanas, on the other hand, it's a little bit greedy. This is going to be a very push-centric, lane pressure-centric kind of a lineup from Skyline. They're going to have ETC Tyrande probably roam the lanes, and Sylvanas Zagara push one lane together, or maybe just split lane and push. Both are fine with me. Thing here is I don't think Renovatio is going to have an easy game. Yeah, Chen, Falstad, those are pretty tricky. Okay, guys, let us know if you are having any issues with the stream. We're fixing this as we speak right here, so if you got any sound issues or anything like that, we'll have to see how that works. If the stream's lagging as well, let us know. Our producers is watching the chat. They're trying to do their best here. That said, be very careful because while we're adjusting the sound volume, you may experience occasional loud bursts of voices because we are increasing the volume a little bit here. That said, next thing, on my mind here is first of all, this is the second game. Renovatio cannot afford to lose this one, and you can check through the brackets. I'll actually like to go through the brackets here, so that everyone's on the same page. You can always access the brackets easily by typing exclamation mark brackets in the chat. But this is the brackets as it stands. Team Unknown versus Storm progressing forward, but it all doesn't matter with Renovatio cleaning up the competition in the top half 2-0. Bottom side of this competition, we got two different Renovatio teams here. Team 2 and Team 3, a total of 3 teams. Renovatio 2 already in the upper bracket semifinals up against Skyline. The score now is 1-0, and going into the lower bracket, we'll see which teams have been eliminated. Actually, this is the upper bracket still, so we're going to the lower brackets that we have it. Unknown's out, and Car Level Gaming, it seems like they're still playing this game against Renovatio 3. Altair is going to be waiting for their opponents. Storm also waiting for their opponents. That's it. And done. That's the bracket update for you guys. We're now going in to the lobby. This is Cursed Hollow. Skyline versus Renovatio 2. And this is the Philippines qualifier. 2 teams will be going into the SCA regionals. It's not a, it's basically where we decide one team to represent all of Southeast Asia in the Spring World Finals. That's going to happen on the 1st to the 3rd of April in Seoul, Korea. Cursed Hollow, big battleground, decided by bosses primarily. I think that the curse is important, but timing is very, very key here. And it's also a pretty snowbally map because if you get one boss and you get a second one, that's where everything starts to go down south. We got ourselves a pretty interesting series so far, with 4 melees winning 1 game and 1 Tyrande Soul support. Who says she cannot carry the team? She can. She did just that. Here, waiting for the players to get ready before load up into Cursed Hollow. And just giving a bit of a size up based on the current level of competition. We are looking at Renovatio 1, actually, in a really good spot. They are also the favorite to win this tournament. For the second place, it looks like Skyline's doing a great job putting up a fight here. Let's see how far they go. Cursed Hollow, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This would be a very important game for Skyline. And of course, all of this is brought to you by our proud sponsors, pair for sponsor Razer with the latest Chroma edition. We also got PLDT bringing you Philippines Internet and Sharp for sponsoring this tournament as well. Last but not least, we got XSplit. XSplit is our streaming partner, and without them, this would not be possible. That said, Cursed Hollow, ladies and gentlemen, game number 2. On the red team, we got Renovatio 2. Asurai playing as Chen. Jumpy Line onto Sonia. Kaija will be playing as Liming. 4 onto Rhaegar. Last but not least, Leamington on Felstad. And on the blue team, we got Skyline here. The Penguin going to be playing as ETC. Wipeout onto Rainer. Min Jong. Looks like he's actually playing Tyrande. Extreme onto Zagara. Last but not least, we also got Savannah's being played by Makishi. So I would say that the blue team, Skyline, they were previously known as Southwind, I believe, and they also had a bit of a history in Heroes of the Storm. They've been playing this game since the Alpha. They've been pretty much a team to look out for in the Philippines. So once again, guys, if you're hearing some sound issue, let us know. We'll do our best. Seems like the volume is too low. We're going to try and fix it as much as we can here. That said, we're also looking at a bit of a tower trade already. Very practical to have this on Cursed Hollow. It's a very big battleground. Reactions kind of a little bit slow and staggered. And already you can see Savannah is going to play here, taking out a Ford. Feldstad coming down to the bottom area, but not going to be able to do anything. Penguin looking for a stun. Unfortunately, the power slide is not going to connect. Leamington throwing out the lightning rod, but not going to be able to do anything. Makishi clearing up his lane very, very well. And then we have already the Ford going down. Mid-area though, same thing's going to happen here. They still have got a Liming, but the problem is that Asura is taking a lot of damage. Whereas for the blue team, they barely just did anything. And it all of a sudden looks like tower defense to me. Penguin pulling back. Min Jung in the mid lane not able to do anything. And already you could see that Felstad soaking up a lot more EXP than the blue team. Because he's been here in the bottom lane and did not go down. So it seems like ETC is going to solo this one here. Going for the mid lane instead of the top lane is pretty interesting for me, because I think that you really want to push down the lane that your golem pushes. or rather that's scheduled to really just go in. Jumpy Lion, meanwhile, taking a bit of a damage, now pulling back out for. Gonna be okay without much of a mana left. It seems like the cavalry is gonna be pushing the top lane for the blue side. For Renovatio II, they're going for the standard split lane and soak. And looks like Leamington is taking a little bit of a damage here. Top lane, we got the same tower disable prospect coming out from Akishi. Asurai going with the flanking. Minjong taking a lot of damage, but that goes the Luna Flare. Doesn't save Taranda. Taranda still goes down. Makishi with a nice hunting move will be okay. Wipeout taking a bit of a damage as well. The rotation there really on point. Jumpy Line nearly dying, but still gonna be okay. And for Leamington, throwing out the Hammerang in the bottom lane, just soaking up the EXP here pretty well. Still gonna see Renovatio II with a EXP lead, and Skyline not able to do anything. It was a pretty cheesy play, really, to go all the way out and get the forward like that, but still Feldstat advantages, man. Works out pretty well. Now you see that the front structures on the top lane's almost gone. The rest of the blue team is going to be pushing the mid lane area. Asurai taking a bit of a damage there from the penetrating round. ETC up against the Li Ming in the top area. Asurai with Leamington trying to put up some form of defense here. Don't think that Li Ming is going to have the best of position. Yeah, she's probably able to channel this up this tribute. Penguin again trying to go in. Oh, wow. Nice face melt. Great power slide. Penguin keeps the tribute up and is still part of the contest here. Meanwhile, the rest of the blue team in a lot of trouble. Wipeout probably going to go down. Makishi with a nice hunting wave still alive there. Taranda soaking up the bottom lane. Minjong just hiding him from plain sight in the bottom area. Kaija looking to secure this tribute once and for all. Asurai finally with the top lane rotation here, and they get the first tribute. For Makishi and Minjong, just some rotation in the bottom area, not doing a lot of things. Extreme running out of mana already. The concentrated push is not really working out here for Skyline. Would actually advocate them to go for split Sylvana Zagara push. Would have been a little bit better. The thing here is that they already knocked off the bottom lane, so you want to be very careful about it. Blue team now looking for a little bit more of a help here in this position. Penguin goes in, nice face melt, but is in a lot of trouble. He tried his best, but he's not able to get it. Now Penguin probably going to go down. Man, it's a good try, but that's all it is. Without Mosh Pit, there's nothing he could have done to keep the enemy from going back onto the summoning point to halt the summoning. And he's also not going in from the perfect angle. But even then, I don't think that the face melt will be able to push anyone out of the summoning point long enough. Makishi with yet another hunting wave. Minjong with a bit of a runaway here. 4 going in, Luna Flare not connecting, and so far so good. EXP is still very much dead even. The boss is actually going to be able to automatically push the top area. We get Feldstat's barrel roll in position here for a second tribute, and it just seems like Skyline's paling in comparison in this game here. And slowly but surely, Renovatio is surging ahead. Penguin top lane trying to keep the fort safe, but unfortunately a little bit too late. Boss taking out the fort already. Now looking at the talent options going into this game here, we got a very standard ETC build, very standard Taranda as well, except for the healing ward. We also see the Luna Blaze in place with Ranger's Mark. For Zagara, it looks like it's going to be Reconstitution into Venomous Spines, but don't see the increased AoE for the Crypt Tumor. Just going to be the Battle Momentum, which is still okay. Sylvana's going for Bob Shot instead. Very nice early game push, but I definitely prefer Lost Soul a little bit more because the reduced cooldown stacks up really well with level 16, the Cold Embrace. Everything else looks to be pretty okay. Black Arrows as well. Unstable Poison, that's a trait. Wipeout, meanwhile, going down. Rainer, not going for Give Me More, going for a pretty much hybrid build between damage of Season Marksman as well as the Fight or Flight. And for the red team, hold their thought, Taranda going down bottom lane. And they are also going to be able to get a first curse. Seems like there's not much of a fight in Skyline here. They get level 10, they get Wandering Cag, Ring of Fire, Swift Reflexes. This is actually going to be pretty exciting for me. Regeneration Master, Disintegrate, a bit of a Magic Missile build coming in. Power Hungry instead. Power Hungry is definitely a good pick here. I would definitely love to see Power Hungry into try and V-Rate, but so far Philippines has not been picking the Arcane up build. War Pain into first, just healing, very standard build on the Sonya. The focus attack as well. On the side here for Feldstat, it's the ability damage. Amarang going for the secret weapon and power throw, increased range as well. Rhaegar with the cleanse. And if you look at the heroics, it is the Mighty Gods. The Wandering Cat, the only thing is a little bit unexpected. Was expecting to go for the Storm of Fire, but don't have that. Now, not level 10 yet. Skyline is definitely losing a lot of grounding here. Bottom lane, cursed up. The boss is pushing. There's no automatic defense. Sylvanas is here to try and put up some form of a extra slow and control the damage, but you see already in mid lane, 4 members here from Renovatio pushing down the front line. This does not look like the game just now. Renovatio seems to be on fire. Regardless of what happened, the boss now bottom lane gonna go into the keep area, and it looks like it's gonna be a flip, or rather a whiff on the Devouring Maw. The Ancestral does connect. They're not able to pick up this fight though. Would have been really good if they were able to do that, because the Ford would automatically lose a lot of HP in the bottom area. 10 against 12 it is. And finally, we're looking at some heroics getting picked up here by Skyline. Shadow Stalk, I think, gonna get picked up. And you also see Mosh Pit. We have Devouring Maw, Willing Arrow, Hyperion. Very classic standard choices for heroics on that site. And RNV2 up against Skyline, man. So far, 5 kills for Renovatio. They are very much snowballing. They've got both bosses. They are, on even ground in terms of tribute. They don't have to worry too much about Skyline picking up the next one. Can get a level advantage first, which I think they will be able to get that 14 before the tribute spawns. And 8 minutes in, Skyline. Top lane having the Siege Giant pushing. Renovatio doing a pretty good job to just keep up with the aggression. But they're slowly running out of options here in this battleground. And Skyline, they know they need to take a fight. It's going to be anytime soon. As long as they hit level 13 and before Skyline gets at 16. Sentinel spotting out a possible fight here. Jumpy line, a little bit of a questionable spot to be in. Penguin. Oh, nope, it's not in the same spot. The power slide does not connect. There we go. Minjong popping already in Shadow Stock, but it seems like we still have Jumpy line going in, doing a lot of work in the front line. Willing Arrow coming out already, and also going to see the Ancestral and Zagara with that dev animation, man. The physics there is crazy, and you see a lot of damage coming in here. The Wandering Cat coming out as well. Penguin a little bit of trouble. Does have the Mosh Pit, but does not have the space for it. He tried to use the Mosh Pit, but it's not going to work. Wandering Cat, it's a huge counter against the Mosh Pit as well. And I think that's about it. This is not looking good at all for Skyline. They don't have a plan to take this one. They got so many crowd control mechanics, but they're just not able to put Renovatio in the right cage. They are just basically doing whatever they want. And you can see the Magic Missile build into Glass Cannon from Liming. Mystical Spear upgrade on the Ancient Spear. Makishi taking a bit of damage. That Seismic Slam, man, it hurts so bad. Feels bad, man. And we still see the Giant Killer coming out from Feldstadt, so it's not going to be a full-on ability damage build. That's okay. Jumpy line again, going in with the Ancient Spear. Taking a bit of a damage there. Oh, Penguin with the Power Slide. Now Sonya taking a bit of a damage. ETC still trying to give the chase. Lunar Flare not going to connect on anyone. Feldstadt just dancing around a little bit. Asurai on the Chen, doing whatever he can. And they set up a zone. Kaija is probably able to pick up this tribute. Penguin still trying to do whatever he can. You see the Mighty Gods Penguin now with the Mosh Pit connecting the backline, but the Cleanse does go in. And Penguin's going to go out. Chun already with the Wandering Cat, but it's already done. The damage is through. Kaija has got another teleport because of the trait that she got there. Extreme now a little bit of damage. 2-man Devouring Maw, but the Disintegrate is going to connect in the backline and picks off the Zagara. Nice Welling Arrow, but that's not going to change anything. And Jumpy line going in. Makishi so close to dying, but still stays alive at the end. Very, very close. Could have been a team wipe. And Renovatio pulling back out once again. Skyline 13 against 15. They cannot afford to take the fight there, but they don't have a choice. The 2 levels down. They needed to win a fight. They just don't have a plan here. It's pretty clear. Scouting out on the boss area by the Sentinels, that's pretty smart. So Renovatio now has got a little bit of space. They want to get 16 first before they go for boss. 2 bosses at the same time. That's a nightmare. For Skyline though, the team's doing whatever they can to keep up with the ESP soak, but it's just not easy at this stage. All 3 lanes are kind of pushed in. They still have got a lot of space actually to soak up the top lane. Tribute spawning again, but if they are at the top lane, they cannot afford to take the fight here. And you can see Renovatio is almost level 16. This is a bit tricky. Zagara in a lot of trouble here. Asurai with the kick smash, but no follow-up, no damage dealer in the vicinity means no business. And you have got that tribute spawning. Tarunda going in from the back line. Falstad getting picked out of position, going down as well. But it's going to be an easy tribute here for Renovatio. Is it worth it? That's the question. Penguin now looking for a 4 versus 5 trade. And Jumpy Lion popping rough with Berserker already. You can see Wipeout doing, taking a lot of damage. Another whiff on the Devouring Maw. The Wandering Cat doing a lot of work against the Zagara, zoning out the Zagara as well. You can see the Ancestral Killing connecting onto Sonya. ETC taking the fall. Minjung now a little bit of trouble. Extreme pulling back again. Asurai on the churn, but there goes the Disintegrate, and there is the deleted Zagara. Minjung now pulling back, the Lunar Flare connecting. Makishi trying to buy a lot of time with the Hunting Wave, stays alive, but the boss is behind, doing a lot of work. Makishi so close to Ronda, already gone. Asurai now going in with the kill, and it's a 5-man team wipe. It's a simple clearance right there. And RMV2 with absolutely dominating force there. Did not lose a single member after the Falstad died. It was supposed to be 4 versus 5. It went in their favor. We got a replay. We're going to pull it out while this boss attempt is going on in the background. Real time is on the bottom left for you guys if you're wondering what's going on there. So they were able to take a wipeout first. That's Rainer. He was completely severely out of position. And then the Wandering Cat just zoned out the entire team. And you see the Ancestral bringing up the fight back up. ETC doing a great job there. Unfortunately, still dying at the end. Extreme deleted. Kaija can give chase again with another teleport, but not going to use it. There goes the curse. We're actually now going to go back to real time. And we got a boss knocking onto the keep already. Jumpy Lion with the rest of Renovatio here to seal the deal. And they probably can do that. Skyline don't have level 16 yet. They really need level 16. The boss is going to the core. Looks like it could be game here. Penguin doing whatever he can, looking for the angle on the mosh pit. Gotta be very careful. Asurai does have the Wandering Cat, and if he goes into Wandering Cat, there's nothing at all. We also see the Healing Wall getting pushed back out. Devouring Wall connecting only on the Falstad. Wandering Cat in the backline. Penguin goes in the mosh pit, connecting on 3 targets, and it's also perfectly timed, but the core will go down, and the score now evens up 1-1. The boss doing the heavy lifting there. Right off the bat, you saw Renovatio firmly in control of this game. There was nothing Skyline could have done. It just felt like right off like the 4 minutes mark, they already knew that they were going to lose this game. There was no fight at all. This draft is just not going to work. Mosh Pit was great, but at the end of the day, you just have to connect. And you have Chun being a huge counter against Mosh Pit. That worked. Secretly, inside of me, I was hoping for the washing machine combo, but I didn't get to see that. It's a little bit disappointing, but still, the dream stays alive. That's it. That's going to summarize our coverage here for the second game in the upper bracket semifinals, and we're going for a very short break. We'll be back again shortly for another round here. Probably going to be game number 3, and 1-1 right now, very close. Let us know who do you think should win this match. We'll be back shortly. See you guys soon. Correction already. Wandering Cat still buying even more time. And it's not going to have the Apocalypse connecting the backline. Illidan still knocking on the core by himself, but Falstad's already gone. They need to stop Illidan. It's the one that's doing the damage to the core. Asurai still buying some time, and you still see the Chun going in to do a lot of backdoor damage for now. Still doing whatever he can, and we see the Twilight Dream, but is it going to be enough? I don't think so. The Chun dropping, and also Illidan's going down. The Mule coming back out. That would be the joke of the day, sir, because the healing will be done.